This is Lucid Button Masher, and I'm here to say...
2D, more like 6P! Idiot!
I hate it. I'm so glad that you anti-aired that. That was so sick of.
I'm also here in the advent of Slayer's Tease as the final Season 3 character of Strive.
If this is Slayer, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm not ready, bro.
Here's my real reaction to that. I know, a lot of mixed feelings myself. And that dude's cosplay is good. The Sharon, of course. Not Slayer. That's a given. Leave a like for this guy. I'm here to introduce you to Slayer with arguably his most infamous move, 6P. I would say introduce, but I feel like I built the whole foundation of my channel around this entire one singular button. And if Strive so much as shifts the hitboxes or changes one digit on the frames, we will find you, Daisuke. It's common knowledge that 6Ps are for anti-airing, but for Slayer, it's much, much, much more. Probably because it anti-airs the floor.
What the fuck?
And here on stream cam, I've been slightly desensitized by how often 6P will beat sweeps.
6P to 2D, baby. I'll take that shirt any day. I just 6P 2D. Sick.
And not just sweeps, Soul 2D, the anti-air sweep itself. To better emphasize my first interaction with this, here's me first clashing with 2D.
It's a jump scare.
Sorry for the jump scare. The hitbox is huge, and upper body invuln is very generous. I mean, makes sense for Leo, right? Because his 2D is kind of like a move in the air, kinda. But even in the mirror, you can't lean far back enough to get away from the 6P's hitbox. The Slayer mirror match truly is 6P40. This doesn't just apply to sweeps, of course, so 2Ks, 2Hs, anything on the ground, they aren't really safe either.
I just 6P 2H. Very cool.
Some of these interactions really bring out the monkey in me, as with Millia's hair car here.
Your thing's way funnier. Ooh, I just 6P Ground Viper, or whatever it's called.
It's Gunblaze, but close enough so 6P can also be Ground Viper as well. You do have to catch the startup of the move, and you can't hit it while it's fully low profile on the ground, but it's still pretty ridiculous. In a similar vein, Ino's Stroke the Big Tree is just as vulnerable and can lead to an early demise. Just beware, 6Ping Raven 2H may lose you some friends.
There it is,
I hate it
boys!
more than life itself.
Other characters have 6Ps, they just don't have the same sauce.
6P. Cool 6P, but mine's way better.
When it doesn't outright win, be ready for clashes. And be sure to just...
Do it again. What the?
So if it can hit low enough to counter poking sweeps, it'll be just as good for mid pokes as well. This is how 6Ps are usually used in neutral due to its upper body invulnerability, and huge moves like Sin's Bull Bash can still clash at best here. Probably seen this if you played any Guilty Gear, especially Strive. Great for longer normals like Pot 5H or Justice 6H.
6P!
And at round start,
No, why, man? I wish every night when I go to sleep that 5H beats 6P. Damn it.
now here's what I call an invisible 6P because it really can just look like you smacked the air next to them and they died out of pure fear. I mean, just look at the replay. It's a paranormal activity. Look, when I get rollback, I tend to 6P. Natural reaction. But nothing compares to this beautiful rollback moment. Mwah, perfecto, Campecchi. Some people ask me if I feel anything when I 6P and ask me if I'm hollow inside. Well, based on the footage, it would seem so.
Oh!
Hollow from the knees up, according to the dust loop. This uncaring hollowness helps you duck straight under large moves. In Pot's case, Hammerfall completes, 6P hits the armor, but comes out unscathed, so ready for a counterattack. And don't get me on Slidehead, he basically just lays into the attack. Faust doors, whether it's front, overhead, or even behind, they don't scare the vilified vampire. For possibly the next Strive character, James Ryujin is fast and powerful enough, if not predictable. Even from parry, Ryujin just not quick enough, especially if they're even in the middle of the parry follow-up from Xrd.
Oh, that was sick.
Most plus R jams will do EX puffballs straight into carded Ryujin, but they're no match for forward punch.
Get out of here!
If we're talking range, most 6Ps beat Scalpel, but can they get a full combo? Probably, I just haven't played them yet. Vote now. Forward charging moves you might think is a good idea against it, like Order Soul's Rocket. No, not Rocket. Rock It. Get it? Funny Daisuke. Or even May's SeaWorld Surge really aren't a match when your character is If you're familiar with old table flipping Cliff here, you'll know this move is very hard to beat and very annoying. Depends on spacing, but you can beat it. Now for what 6Ps are supposed to be used for, anti-tearing, but actually in the air this time.
Just the tip.
No surprise, but if you're off the ground at all for a normal, like a Slayer 6K, Mace 6K, etc., you're gonna get blown up pretty good. Extending your air hurtbox with Slayer J2K, also known as the Bonjour, is a quick trip to the corner of shame.
Oh my god.
And the same goes for Ram's gross downward angle JD. What the hell are those made of? Yuck. Or he could just be a simple man in a bed trying to run away from the vampire by getting 360 no-scope out of the air. Either the hitbox on Dust Loop is lying, or their hurtbox no longer wants to social distance from my hitbox. These two clips just show how late you can hit the 6P and it still works. Even though it takes 18 whole frames to start up, its upper body invuln from frame 1 onward through to some of its recovery.
Oh my goodness!
This is really useful when you realize last second what side they're on and you want to foil their mix. Or when you just want to rob your friends of the game-winning hit here.
Oh, why did the JH you're still for iframes? God damn it. I thought I was gonna be so smart with that.
Speaking of invuln, DPs can be child's play for Slayer as well. South African Weeb Ninja and the Strive DLC reject can really be overpowered if spaced right.
Oh my goodness!
Same for the Kai Fearing Soul if you're not point blank. Speaking of Kai, this can be done point blank because his DP doesn't hit as low, luckily.
What the?
But what feels better than 6Ping a Turbo Soul's DP? 6Ping through the burst and killing them for it. Projectiles can really hamper Slayer's movement. No, I'm gonna sit down for this. Oh yeah, I can't read from here now. Projectiles can really hamper Slayer's movement, so being patient and letting them run in is key.
You fool!
Or, you know, could just walk forward menacingly and 6P them in the face. It's really good for those who want to use a projectile to cover their advance, kind of like an Eno's HCL, but man does 6P to not give a about either of those. Figuring out what you can 6P through to not have to take the mix is probably my favorite thing. I take it personal when people just want to zone me out. I'll just fail as many times as it takes if I can just thread the needle and 6P them anyway.
Ill advised on your part there.
If you don't try and fail, you'll never know what you actually don't have to take, because in Guilty Gear, there's a lot of shit that looks like you have to take it, and you do not. If you are truly locked down, maybe I be the first thing and then try to 6P afterwards, or just duck the laser and shoulder check them in the same motion. A lot of Ravens think that Zero Excitement Ball is a true Oki setup, but it's not. But I do love dodging me some Coom balls? I read that wrong. Alright, whatever.
I hate you, Tyler.
Oh!
What a bounce!
Of course, you see the clash, just do it again. You won't regret it.
Ooh, baby!
This one I call I reject your reality and substitute my own. And this one I call I had been proven wrong before, but that's not gonna stop me.
Ooh, I can go through it.
I don't know what it is about Kai's, but they really like to just poke and zone me out. Probably because I just keep trying to 6P it, and I tend to win through it anyway. Might be like a Jin thing where they're all high and mighty, I don't know. And just be aware of the backwards Heihun balls.
No, nice! The whip punish.
I was really hoping to fuck you over with that timing there, but nice job.
Now we'll take a look at how active 6P is.
That blew through like everything you did. That was sick.
Paired with the startup invulnerability,
Oh my god, that was so active.
6 active frames. It's a beast of a button. Most moves are active for like 2 to 3 frames for comparison, except that I learned 5P is also 6 frames, and that 2S is 9. Okay, it's longer than it looks. It feels really long.
What did I hit? What did I hit?
As you may guess already, this thing hits behind Slayer all the time, because Slayer's hollow on top. Whatever they did is just gonna pass right through and then get smacked by the cheeks of the hitbox on its way out.
Oh!
So they may think they're resetting pressure in a block string, but they're actually just factory resetting themselves instead. But yeah, that makes sense in the air. That's what it's made for. It's not like it can... Yeah, it hits backwards on the ground too, of course. Doesn't make it any less funny when it does happen, though. No mix is safe from front or backwards 6P. Not even myself against another Slayer 6P.
Oh my goodness!
I wonder if RoboKai is going to get into Strive next. If you're really sure about the situation, you go just Y or C to 6P at just the right time and the right side. Or just throw it out because answers don't go for the sweep off the scroll very often.
Backwards 6P, baby!
And if it doesn't win backwards, it may at least clash, saving your skin from behind. Thank you, cheeks.
boy.
When it comes to supers, well,
It's the big show. 3 6Ps in a row. I'll take it.
I have 2 whole videos from 2 different games showing how Slayer 6P beats almost every super. It's most of them. It is quite the big show when you blow right through a 50-meter move with just an anti-air.
That was sick.
Projectile supers are a toss-up. It really depends on how high they actually hit. So Sin and Elfelt's no problem.
Oh, 6P through it. Let's go.
Venom, you may still hit them through it, but you're just gonna trade and it'll not work really.
I got through it, kinda.
And if you're far enough, Slayer Super actually hits high enough that 6P will actually just cause some friendly fire.
God.
Here I recognize the situation and Wire Seed. I knew better than to try that. This dude thought otherwise since he gold bursted just before, and he couldn't help himself. A reminder, Slayer Super is not invincible, it's just super fast. Point blank can work, but best results is like a step or 2 backwards to beat them clean. Being in the air just kind of does what it's supposed to do in a 6-piece case, so you're asking for it there.
Oh, he's pissed. No.
We'll get to Leo's stuff in my, hopefully, next video, but it's pretty damn good, so losing to 6P is kind of wild here.
Oh, 6P? Oh. Gotta adjust the tie. Very important.
One of the first supers I learned that I could 6P through was actually Ino's. It's her only invincible move, so she's gonna do it often. Fun fact, you can also just grab it instead.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let's go.
Johnny's is impossible to 6P. I mean, just look at it. Huge guy, huge sword, top tier. It's a real shame since the guy just stood there and did it again, and there was nothing I could... Johnny Super is probably the most notorious for being clowned on since it hits pretty high and can be low profile by a lot of moves. I mean, even Axel 2K in my last video. Same Johnny for that lobby quote, by the way. Dragon install, more like dragon uninstall. Am I right?
Ooh, it's 6P time, baby!
But for real, it does say something when even Dragon Install Souls are blocking and not sure what to do when I inch towards them. It definitely helps if you call out the name of the move because it just enhances it, you know, like an anime. The fear and answer here to kind of just like hop away instead of like doing a mix-up is actually just kind of funny. Look, it's not infallible, mind you. Even if you hit Anji out of a super, the follow will still hit you here. General deep jump-ins or early lows can foil you easily. If they block, guard point, parry, footsies, they can all work. And there's that damn cliff spin again. It's hard to even punish, man. On block. I don't even like doing that. If all else fails, just reset them into a 6P. If they mash, they die. Despite the lobby not wanting to see it, you do have to FD here to not get hit. This isn't Strive. Yet.
And they say pot is too much health.
Classic low damage clip into a reset.
Oh, why thank you.
Yeah, they weren't happy about that. I don't have much else to say besides Slayer 6P is really good. Hope it's in Strive. They're probably going to change it though. But Strive art style, they're going to do them justice. The super punch is probably going to look amazing, feel great to hit. But I'm just saying, just give him Sharon as an assist, but make it that guy instead. But for real, thanks for watching. This is where I say I'm never going to be done making a 6P video. Here's my entire playlist of all of them, so watch those for preparation. Look forward to me comparing Strive's moveset to the old stuff, because I'm sure I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll even do live streaming stuff. Who the fuck knows? First, I gotta get that Leo video out. Then I gotta work on my ABBA for the mini-main series. Since they do take a bit, I might have some smaller videos in between. I might still have some like weird like Tekken video and Uni 2, and maybe even some Street Fighter I'll throw in there. Who knows? But anyway, do the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe. Put a comment about how I'm going to complain about Strive, make something up, or give me a valid reason. Catch you next time.
Ha 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 ha!